Hi folks, Shane here again, your fitness and wellness program coordinator. This week's Healthy at Home fitness tip is going to be about managing back pain with exercise. Research unequivocally says that at the very least, exercise will not make back pain worse, because when you exercise, your actual tolerance of pain in general goes up. So not all back pain is going to be solved by exercise, and that's an important piece to note. If your back pain gets worse, or you believe that your condition is much more outside of what exercise can change for you, definitely see your physician instead of doing some of the things I'm going to talk about. Otherwise, what we're going to talk about is a couple things. So A, what the spine does and why we get back pain because of imposition with the spine. And B, we're going to talk about what our focus should be on exercise, which we've kind of touched on in the past. What our spine does is it works as a spring mechanism. Okay, to take care of load, to hold on to force, and to dissipate force in a comfortable way so that our body can function well. It's designed so that we've got little spacers in between all of our vertebrae to kind of hold on to that force in a nice way so that we don't fall apart. And so what happens is, as we start to get daily habits, such as sitting in chairs more often, or sitting in our car more often, or sitting at our desk more often, maybe even looking at our phone or our laptop more often, we start to do things that put our spine into a position that actually isn't very strong. And by doing that, we start creating this fatigue that happens in the muscles of our back and creates imbalances that create a residual pain. And so to fix that posture is a good change to make in order to manage back pain and to likely bring it down. So the things that we're trying to fight against are our forward head posture, which happens when we look at our phone. So we're looking here by accident. When we do that, our head goes from its normal weight to about 3 times its weight with just a small minimal change forward. Also, kyphotic posture, so rounding our shoulders and our thoracic spine. So as we look at our desk more often, we sit in our chairs, we go like this a little more often, that same kind of fatigue happens in those muscles in the middle of our back. And lastly, the position of our hips. So as we stand a little bit poorly, we start to get an anterior pelvic tilt. So that's where the bones of our pelvis tilt towards the front of our body. As that happens, our spine kind of cranks itself together in the lumbar region, and we don't want that at all, because that's not a good position to be in. That's an uncomfortable one. And so what our goal should be is to realign our body with some markers on us. We can actually mildly self-assess. So we might need to take a picture or look in the mirror from the side, but you can tell. So first, we want to look at the bone just behind the ear. Then we want to look at the midpoint of the shoulder. Then we want to look at the midpoint of your hip. Then we want to look at the midpoint of the knee and the round bone on the outside of the ankle. If we can line those up in a straight line more often, we're going to have less back pain. When we try to do exercises to fix back pain, what we should be trying to do is lengthen out the muscles in the front of our hip, stretch out the muscles across our chest and the front of our neck, so our scalenes and our levator scapulae, and we should be focusing on strengthening the muscles in the back of our shoulder blades, in our rectus spinae, and then strengthening our glutes so that our hips get back to the right place. If we do all of those things, we should find ourselves in a better posture more often, and we'll have less back pain. If you like this tip, guys, please check in for our next video. Follow our YouTube channel and follow our Facebook page. I'll be volunteering to post these as much as I can over the COVID quarantine. Take care and stay healthy, guys.